Hello everyone, and welcome to our Pixar marathon of reviews and on with the anniversary of the studio. Let's get started by opening up the original Toy Story. The film opens on a play scene from Andy, voiced by John Morris, and right off, the film establishes the tone setting in the opening credits, such as Randy Newman's You Got a Friend in Me. Less several songs take contributed to the film and the series. Anyway, day is coming Andy's birthday party, which surprises Woody, voiced by Tom Hanks. He calls a staff meeting with the toys, including Mr. Potato Head, voiced by the late Don Rickles, Slinky Dog, voiced by the Jim Varney of Ernest fame, and Ham the Piggy Bank, voiced by John Ratzenberger. I have plenty to say about his voice work across the marathon, with the same joy and humor to his role as a postman and cheers every time I see him. There's also Rex, voiced by Wallace Shawn, and Surge, voiced by late Arlie Ermey. Woody also has a companion Bo Peep, voiced by Annie Potts, previously known for Janine Millens and Ghostbusters. Anyway, the toys are shot, the birthday party is moved up since his birthday is until next week. Nobody believes a party needed to be before the move, and sent Sarge along with a baby monitor to check things out. While most of the presents don't seem to shake up the status quo too much, the monitor is cut off before the last one is found out. The way they build up the new toys so incredibly effective reveal even after all this time. Buzz Lightyear, voiced by Tim Allen. It's also been said the conflict between the sheriff and the space ranger represents the old and new phases of the movies. The cowboys of past westerns eventually gave way to superheroes and science fiction adventures. We'll get to that later. After his show his features, Woody still believes he answers for a toy, and as montage to strangers and heavily in plays, status quo has been shaken up even more. Movie days draws closer, the toys, witness Kiwis and why, their neighbor Sybil with Eric Von Detten. Toys are fun, as shown in Bill's combat cargo figure with a firecracker. As Bo Peep upset, the sooner we move, the better. Before we continue, I like how the books on the shelf in the background are the titles of Pixar short films. Same with the use of Luxo Bowl and Lamp, items which have made their way into every single subsequent film in some way, shape, or form. Anyway, the movie draws ever closer. Her aunt's mother decides to take him and his sister Molly out to dinner at Pizza Planet, but he can only take one toy. Woody, growing jealous of Buzz, has to play Trick and Buzz with RC. They can never get the car to go straight in the Genesis game used to have this movie. As for the ensuing chaos, the Buzz knocked out the window. Here as well address the infamous original cut of the film, which is known as the Black Friday cut of the film. This version, which was one of the last ones Rick Katzenberg oversaw before his departure from Disney, infamously depicted Woody and the other toys much more cynical, to the shock of everyone during the early screening. Fortunately, the filmmakers were able to convince those in charge to give them the time to rework the movie as they originally intended, leading into the movie we have now. After a series of mishaps dying to coke gas, I see what you did there. Woody and Buzz hitch a ride to Pizza Planet on one of the delivery trucks. Another place that's appeared in every single one of the films since, if not always in the way one expects. Pizza Planet itself is still a pretty sweet place at all this time. However, before Woody can leave Buzz in Molly's basket, the two are mixed up in a crane machine for little green men. These aliens have become some of the unsolved courses of the series, and we could tell you more of the course of this marathon. Anyway, the two are mixed in with one of the aliens, two are taken to Sid's house. Just more of the course of this marathon, but Sid's dog, Scud, is a good example of how much progress we've made with rendering animals in my lifetime alone. As Andy's moving in just a couple more days, the next plan is to escape from Sid's house and reunite with Andy. This is no easy task, as Sid's place is caught up pretty good, and Sid's kit bashing has yielded some really freaky results. The one that I always remembered the most was the baby head on the director's set spider body. Also, yes, I will acknowledge that the wallpaper and carpeting has place resemble that of the Overlook from The Shining. Buzz then sees a commercial on TV that makes me realize it's a toy, and it's actually a pretty heavy scene as he's found by Sid's sister Hannah and given the alias Mrs. Nisbet. The other toys are still mad at Woody, but there's a more grave concern as Sid received his anonymous package, a rocket known as the Big One. With one last rainy night before the move, they ejected to escape and get back to Andy before Sid can launch the rocket. With the help of Buzz, the toys that Sid has tinkered with, Woody and Buzz reunite and make their way back to Andy, chasing between all the other cars, held up remarkably well all this time, especially when they use a rocket to shoot back into Andy's car. We close on Christmas at the new place, where Andy now has a new puppy. This movie was the first movie I ever remember seeing in the theater. And even though the human kills may give off an uncanny valley feeling nowadays, as the first ever feature-length CG animated film, it set a precedent that revolutionized the entire medium and continues to do so with each new film they release. I should explain this over the course of this marathon, but for now, I'm glad I've finally gotten this started. My final rating is 4 out of 4. Next time, my Pixar marathon continues my look at 1988's A Bug's Life.